Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's tutorial. My name is Monica. This is my model Mackenzie.
Hello.
And today we're going to show you how to create a smoky eye using the new Paula's Choice Nudes Matte Palette. We're going to start out by applying shadow to her eyes first, since we are doing a smoky eye, to eliminate a lot of fallout. I'm going to start by using the shade Beige in the palette, and it's the second shade in. And this is going to be my transition color. It's going to be easier for me, if you'll close your eye there, thank you. It's going to be easier for me to blend the darker shades to softly enhance that area there. It's almost exact to her skin tone. I'm going to use the color Gunmetal Gray. It's the fourth shade in from the last on the palette. And I'm going to actually use just a wedge brush here. You can use any wedge brush of choice or any just kind of angled brush. It makes it easier for me to create that V shape. And I'm going to do more of a press patting motion to the outer lid and inner crease area. And this will allow me to really get that color onto her skin, helping to eliminate, number one, a lot of fallout and really get that pigment of that color onto her skin. And then by buffing, I will be able to manipulate the color to create the smokiness of the look. So again, press patting that color on, then blending out. And I will show you exactly what I mean. If you'll open your eye for me, Mackenzie. Perfect. So I have applied the shadow to the outer perimeter of her eyelid, and some of that color has also applied to her crease. Close your eye. As you can see there, by placing that color, then I will be able to easily buff more of the color into her crease area. And I don't actually have to even apply more color to that eye. I can use the brush that already has the cream shade to blend softly into her crease. If I want to enhance that look or smoke it out more, I can use that same crease brush. Open your eye for me and look down. There you go. And lightly buff into her crease area. Again, using light motion, light touch will enhance. And because that color beige is already there, it makes it so much easier to blend out the smokiness of the look. Using the brush from the palette, I'm actually going to apply the shade Cafe Latte, and I'm going to use this color all over Mackenzie's eyelid for the first inner part of her eyelid. I'm going to tap that on top here, and using a pressing motion again. Pressing motion is very key to this. It's going to keep me from having too much fallout and allowing the color to really adhere to her skin. And again, all over the eyelid, press patting motion. And you can do a light buff as you're applying, but not buff too hard with the brush, because again, you want to really adhere that color to the eyelid, ensuring too that it doesn't fall onto your face. But if it does, if you don't have on your foundation, you're still okay, because you can just wipe that away. And I'm going to use this color on the outer part of her eye, just using light tapping motions to really create depth here and smoke out the outer part of her V. I'm also going to apply this to her lower lash line as well. You can use this to the intensity that you desire, as smoky as you would like to go. But I'm really wanting to give Mackenzie a very smoky look, so I'm going to build on that until I don't want it to be any darker. And again, I'm blending as I'm applying with this particular color, because it doesn't have to necessarily be neat. I just want it to look blended. I'm using circular motions, and I'm bringing that circular motion into an inward and not outward. If I blend outward, the color will go to the outer part of her eye, which will make things look a little bit messy. If I blend inward, then the color will go toward her eye where I want it to. So just using blending motions inward. I am going to use the brush from the palette. Make sure that you tap it off though. You want to make sure that you don't have a lot of that darker shade on there that could fall out onto your face. I am going to use light tapping motions against the lash line. This is really going to make her eyes stand out. And it's okay if it gets a little bit messy because you can always clean that up. I'm also going to wet that shade to really add some dimension to her eye. So know that you can wet your shadows, but right now this is being applied dry. Now that I have wet the brush, I'm going to go to her top lash line and give some more depth to the color. And really this is just about adding more depth to the shade that I already have here, making it darker. I can also line her eye with it. So if I wanted a finer, more intense look, I would use the brush wet or an eyeliner brush wet to really create a fine line. To smooth out the lower lash line, I'm going to use the shade Cafe Latte, and I'm going to use a just very soft dome-shaped brush to soften up that lower lash line. This is a great way to blend out a smokier color on the lower lash line, using one that is more of a soft color, something creamy, maybe even like a soft gray. This will help to blend out the smoky shade. Next step is going to be eyeliner in the waterline, and I'm going to use just a pencil eyeliner, and if you will look up for me, Mackenzie, perfect. And just by holding your finger right against the skin under your eye, not tugging or pulling, you could just apply that pencil right into your waterline. It's very easy to apply. Lastly, to finish Mackenzie's beautiful smoky look, I'm going to use the Paula's Choice Mega Length Lash Extending Mascara, one of my new favorites. And I love this mascara because it really makes my lashes look long and full. This brush is going to really help to extend her lashes and make them look even more amazing than they already naturally are. And I'm starting from the base of her lash line. And I'm just doing a little bit of a wiggle motion. 1 to 2 coats is all that you need. Since I have completed her eye look, I'm now going to start with her complexion. And the reason why I applied her eye look first was to eliminate any fallout. And if there was fallout, I wouldn't have to start all over by having to clean off her face. So now, by applying after, I can clean up if there's any fallout, ensure that her under eyes are nice and clean, especially with a smoky eye. You don't want any dark circles. Using the perfect shade from Mackenzie with the L'Oreal True Match Concealer, and this color is Fair Light. I'm just going to apply some of that to the back of my hand, and using the pointed foundation brush from Real Techniques, I'm going to touch very closely to her under eye. Not too close though, because I don't want to wipe away what I've already done with her makeup. So I'm going to just get a nice clean line there. The next step is going to be the Paula's Choice Sun-Kissed Custom Color Bronzer. And using the lighter of the two shades, I'm going to contour Mackenzie's face. I want this to be a very natural look, so I'm not going to go too dark with the contour. Just light buffing motions again. This is a great blush shade also, let me tell you. If you want to just on the go, quick blush, this would be perfect for that. So like I did, I can give you a little bit of a contour, but then I can also take it to the apples of the cheek and blend that out as well. I'm now going to apply a blush in Bare Minerals shade Flowers. And this is a loose mineral blush, and just a touch of it will be all that's necessary. Because this is such a powerful shade, I'm going to use a little bit just on the apples of her cheeks and blend out. Going with the theme of a smoky look, I did want to apply a lip shade that was more on the neutral side. So I've chosen the NYX shade number 522 Circe. And this natural skin tone-like color will just enhance the completion of her look. Just a little bit darker than her own natural lip color. We're almost done. Now to finish and complete her whole look, I have applied a little bit of falsies here, just on the outer corner. We cut some full lashes in half, and we've applied that to her eyelid. And just now I'm going to apply a little bit of the Onyx liner, and I have wet my eyeliner brush here so it will go on a little bit smoother. If you want to close your eye for me. I love using the eyeshadow wet as a nice accent for an eyeliner. Just right against that lash line here. Pressing it in. It has such great pigment. It'll be just as if you used a liquid or a gel. Thank you for watching this week's tutorial on how to create a smoky eye using the Paula's Choice, the Nude Mattes palette. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments box. Have a good one, everyone.